Have you failed recently? And is that failure still lingering in your mind? I just can't do it. It ended up like this again. I guess this is just the kind of person I am. Has a single failure become your name before you knew it? Today, I will change that name for you. The world gives a name to failure. The world gives a name to the person who has failed. Loser. Defeat. Someone who can't succeed no matter how hard they try. And the scary thing is that you eventually accept that name. If you fall once, I am someone who falls. If a relationship breaks once, I am someone who ruins relationships. If you fail an exam once, I am a failure. In that way, the moment of failure becomes your lifelong identity. But is that real? Is that the name I call you? I come to you after failure. I speak to you. I have never abandoned a person who has failed. Look at Peter. He said, "Even if I have to die with the Lord, I will never deny him." And what happened? 3 times he denied him. The rooster crowed. Peter went outside and wept bitterly. At that moment for Peter, failure was not a simple mistake. It was betrayal. It was his own naked face, which he feared most. Then after I resurrected, how did I treat Peter? Did I turn away from him? Did I confront him asking, "Why did you do that back then?" Did I say I could no longer use him? No. The angel said, "Go and tell his disciples and Peter." I called Peter by name. I went to find him, the one who had failed. We ate together. And I gave him a mission again. Feed my sheep. Failure was not Peter's name. The name I call him was his true name. I call him by a different name. When I meet people, I always call them by a different name. When the world called him tax collector, I called him Zacchaeus. When the world called him sinner, I called him daughter. When the world called him the outcast, I called him the beloved. And to a fisherman named Simon, I gave him a new name. You are Peter. It means rock. To that fisherman who was wavering, fearful, and who repeated failures, I gave him the name Rock. That is me. I do not look at your failures. I do not call you a failure. I look at your potential and call you by the name I call you. Today's failure is not the last chapter. I tell you, today's failure is not your name. Today's failure is not your end. It is a page of the story. It is a segment of the journey. It is the process of me creating something within you. I said, I am convinced that he who began a good work will complete it until the day of Christ Jesus. It is not finished yet. It is still being accomplished. I am still working within you. So do not give yourselves a name based on today's failure. That name is false. The real name is the name I call the beloved, the chosen, the one who is still being completed. Today's failure is not your name. The name Jesus calls you is your real name. Remember that name again today.